YouTube? We are back with some more Matchplay commentary for you guys. I am joined by the Xenoblader himself, the Kaiju King, TJ.
Sometimes I wish I was a frog.
Oh, we can make that happen.
I wish like I had like the legs of a frog, you know, like long and slender, but the ability to put me on top of a roof. You know what I mean?
Sure. But we've got some matches here for you guys. These are recorded over at Sully's Abode, which is the local card shop we go to every Thursday for Digimon. Start at about 6:30 p.m. every Thursday. So if you're in the Chicagoland area, want to play some Digi and hang out with a pretty cool crew, feel free to swing on by. We'd love to have you. I'll drop their TCG player link down in the video description below. Check out Sully, support the shop. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. But today's matchup features Coop on the left, bringing back the Omnimon DNA. And we've got Steven on the right, playing Virus Imperial. Both pretty strong decks, combo reliant for sure. But when those combos pop off, can do some pretty nasty things. So should be a good showing for a good back and forth, hopefully. And we know that these two players are very well versed in each of these decks. So should be a good matchup. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I said, hit that like and subscribe button. Check out our socials, which will be linked down in the video description below. And enough yapping from me. Let us hop right into the round.
Coop has been cooking with Omni DNA. And
I feel like Coop, he does this thing, right, where he like will main a deck for like a month, couple months, and he gets really good at it, and he's just like,
man.
I have mastered this, and then he moves on to the next like quest, and then conquers another deck. But he's never gonna play a meta deck. The man will always find like an off meta deck and cook.
Until Galactic comes around, and then I'm pretty sure.
And then he's gonna become like Zenith.
That's just meta by happenstance. Yeah. it just happens to be meta. I can tell you right now, though. I messaged this in the group chat the other day, but I'm like, I understand why Liberator decks are all so bad, because the champion was a War Grey player for so long. And it took a dude playing an off meta deck with some busted support to win. It's so funny.
Sounds just like Digimon TCG.
It makes sense, man. It makes sense. Also, I don't know if you saw, but in the Digimon Elysion trailer, the main character girl, that's or one of the female characters, she's holding a box that looks a lot like a D storage or whatever they're called, Liberator. So people think there is gonna be a Liberator tie in there.
Fair enough.
But anyways,
both players have a pretty decent start. Steven was able to play out the red Vmon to give himself a little bit of cycle. Goes ahead, does a check.
Oh, this is a go-to play. This is actually a really good one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Scrambling into. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I guess we're missing. Yeah, we're missing some parts.
That's fair. I feel like, I don't know. I don't play a lot of combo decks a lot, but I have dabbled a little bit into like Omni DNA back in the day. I haven't played much of Virus Imperial, if at all, but I feel like it's very easy as well to get sort of in this like, sort of like turtle in the shell phase of like, you kind of wait for like the best play possible, meaning like you just like try to combo everything, right? Like you wait until you have the combo, right? But sometimes it's better to just like say, look, like, we're just gonna restart, and I'm gonna do my best to work with what I got and do the best I can with this like suboptimal play, and hopefully I can just scrape by to get to the next spot. Like sort of like what both players have done, right? Like Coop played out a War Grey because he was afraid of the potential kind of clapback on Steven's end just to get rid of the board. Steven did his own thing with the promo strategy, just get bodies out and put pressure on Coop. So I think kind of a good illustration of that from both players.
Yeah, I will say I think Coop might have set up Steven more than he realizes.
Yeah, because you do want those pieces in the trash.
Yeah, so because a big thing with this deck is that like with the good thing about Virus Imperial as like a combo deck is that you can swing aggressively and do your whole thing with very little concern for the most part. Like you don't have to worry all that much because as your pieces are going to the trash, you feel pretty good about things. So we do see Steven go ahead and DNA into a Paildramon here. And he's able to just, since he was able to kind of get some early chip, he had pieces in trash that worked out for him. Plays out the dynamic, grabs a piece back from trash, goes into the EX3 Dragon mode, will choose to leave the War Grade on board and delete the Agu.
Oh boy.
We'll be able to swing plus 2 KDP, Evo into the Fighter mode. We'll trash top card of security on Evo, delete the War Grey, and then do 2 checks. It should be about, with those inheritables, I think 17k. Yeah, so big guy. And now he has, there's no partition in the stack. He did turn off options from activating, which is pretty good. Has check +1.
Yeah.
And should just be poised to take game here.
Yeah, there's nothing really stopping him from doing stuff.
Yeah, just Evo, just play some consistency.
Yeah.
Find pieces. Grab one, trash one, bottom the other.
Swing, hits the tamer, and then is able to go for game.
Okay, and go to game 2.
Okay.
And this is what Steven was kind of doing all night, to be honest. Like he hit so many like turn 2, turn 3 combos with Virus. I was like, man, maybe, you know, my classic go-to phrase of like every deck has their chosen Digidestin, the one that they give little forehead kisses to when they go to sleep at night. They cuddle them and let them know that they're loved. I think Virus Imperial might be Steven's.
To be fair too, though, he's been playing this since like Gen Con of last year.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and he's been like grinding this deck out a lot. Like if there's him and BB dudes, if I were to like entrust my life to like a Virus Imperial player, be like, hey, you gotta win this, those two.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I agree. I fully agree.
And I think we talked about this too while our player set up here, right? Like, I feel like the meta with this new ban list, and we'll probably crank out a tier list at some point, hopefully before this video or after this video goes out live. But if it happened before, then check it out. But essentially, right, like we've talked about how this meta almost feels like player expressiveness or like skill level is kind of back on the menu again. Not to say that people who topped with other lists, they weren't skill dependent in that. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's more so just like there isn't as big of a gulf of difference between like competitive decks now, which is really nice.
No, I agree. I think that I was telling this to Tyler the other day as well, and we were kind of going over a little bit because I don't know if he feels the same. It's necessarily, but we were saying like. Or I was saying, like, it feels like the game is slowed down by a turn again.
Yeah.
Like a turn or two, maybe, like a smidge. Some decks still will just high roll and do their thing, but a lot of the decks that would just OTK you or loop you to death very quickly are now, like, just either dead or slower. Right. Which I think is healthier for the game. I don't think OTKs should ever be a thing, admittedly. At least not without, like, a high chance of risk. Like Pyramidi has, for example. Where it takes some setup and you can very much just like hit the wrong thing in security and die. Because too many decks just kind of did it for free or didn't care or, you know, just were able to live their lives without any real concern.
So both players are really just utilizing Rookie Rush here at this point.
yeah. Coop getting the Miraculous on board is actually really, really big. Choking Steven the one's tough. We do clear it though, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, so far been a pretty, like at least game 2 has been decent, like just back and forth. People trading blows. Yeah. Kind of like getting some setup going. I think both like Steven's got some pretty decent trash setup. Coop on his side has the Miraculous option and the Matt and Ty setup as well. So should be a good end game here. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think like this is kind of going back to you mentioning the tier list stuff. It's hard to do a tier list right now because there's so many, like we have results to look at. But like playing at locals, I don't like I'll sit across from a deck and I'll be like okay, it could just even if my deck is on paper a better deck, I could just get high rolled.
Yep.
Steven double checking what Omni Ace does. Trying to remind himself. But yeah, it's just like I feel like tier listing in this format is going to be kind of tough because it's like how
it's also going to be very weird because there really aren't any big major events outside of a regional and an Ulti Cup.
Right. So
and then we move on to BT21. So it's like as hype as this set was for like a lot of the new archetypes and the restriction list, right? Like meta-wise, there wasn't a whole lot.
No, not really. There's a lot of it's just like a lot of locals results right now.
So Steven was able to combo up XV, had a Shadra as well, was warping or DNA evoing into a Dino Bee. Then we go Pyeel was played out.
Oh, we do risk the swing.
And is not
Wait, how
punished.
big are we? Oh,
he's got that. He's big guy. He's big guy.
Yeah, we're 14.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we go into the dragon mode. Dragon goes into fighter.
Oh, man.
Trash top, and then
Two
go
checks.
ahead and do 2 checks.
Yeah, no.
So there goes Cooper security.
The miraculous should have activated though, I think. Or unless it just, what does it do? Just place a Digimon? I thought that's the hand, doesn't it? Or does it place? Because options should still be. That was the card that was checked, right? That wasn't the card trashed. I think he trashed something else and then checked.
Doesn't he have the thing where security options don't go off?
No, that's the other Dino Bee.
Oh.
Right now, all he has is EX3 Paildra and BT16 Dino Bee.
Oh, interesting play here by Coop. So we go into the Greymon, right? Greymon has the name of Agu, who's able to warp.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he goes ahead and just bops the Imperial, does 2 piercing checks, and then calls it a day. So not bad. I mean, like Steven doesn't have a board anymore, has nothing in raising. Coop has a War Grey that will be able to do stuff.
Okay, it's just one of your Agumon, not one of your Agumon, like level 3 Agumon. Okay, I was just making sure. I couldn't remember if it had to be level 3 because I know some.
That's why I hesitated for a quick sec.
Yeah, no, Greymon just counts as Agumon, so he's able to warp over it because Greymon gets the name of all the things.
Cheeky little guy. What does Steven do here? Because I mean, I feel like the momentum has been turned quite drastically here.
Yeah, not being able to partition is pretty tough. Didn't have retail on the stack, which is also rough.
That is the one thing that partition decks do struggle against, is dying in battle. So stuff like raid decks that DP climb and can swing over your suspended bodies is always a little tough.
Right. Well, and that's normally the thing that this deck kind of had an advantage with, was the fact that it was able to
play out stuff.
Yeah, it was able to. Well, his Undeletion play out stuff with the promo Shadras, and also has retail in the stack usually, which is good. Although we could have used Miraculous in that event, of course, but
right.
Yeah. Okay, we will be able to try and get a play going here.
Okay, so we play out the worm, allowing the other worm to go into Shadra. Then we go XV, and then we can go ahead and end of turn DNA into a Dino Bee. Dino Bee.
It's not end of turn DNA, by the way. It's just when it's when Digivolving.
Oh, when Digivolving. Yeah, sorry.
So end of turn technically is not hit yet. It doesn't really matter for Virus Imperial, but it can for other decks. So play Dino Bee.
Dino Bee.
We'll return fighter mode to hand. We'll choose to try and swing here. Looks like we're trying to bait out the ace.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
So we ace evo. We bottom deck all with the same level.
So you bottom deck and pop one with the highest level, correct?
He just deletes one Digimon in general. So he's going to be able to bottom deck all of them.
Okay.
So he chooses one. Sorry. Choose one opponent's Digimon and return the chosen Digimon and all your opponent's Digimon with the same level at the bottom of the deck. So both will get bottom decked.
Yeah. Both would have to get bottom decked.
Looks like they have Jarrell.
Because I guess the question would be, right, like, do you choose to delete something?
Oh, he does have the Dino Bee protection from when it would be bounced.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
well, that would be fine, though, right? Because then you would just.
So he can DNA. Right, but we'll be able to.
Oh, the fact that you tried to move it essentially is what triggers the DNA into the.
Right, but here's it doesn't matter necessarily. He's fine, basically.
Yeah, he's fine because you can do the play, but then the deletion will go on. Yeah.
Right.
Just do that, but then you can just pop it, and then you would gain the overflow.
Yeah, because the wind Digivolving effect won't be able to resolve here.
Yeah, you play out stuff off of promo Shadra, gain the memory.
Not promo Shadra, just the Dino Bee partition. Just splits them both out. He can DNA again though.
That's not promo Shadra?
No. It was just Shadra and XV.
Oh.
And then XV on play can delete something and then DNA, so he'll go back into a Dino B. I'm not sure how this resolves, because Dino B with DNA, looks like they're having Jarrell come over to check.
Interesting. I always get my Shadras mixed up.
The DNAs. I mean, the good thing to remember with Shadras is promo Shadras 2 color. That's all.
Okay.
It's 2 color. Regular Shadra from EX3 is just purple. So it attempts, yeah, so it attempted to delete, it plays them both out. That's it for his effects. XV effect resolves. Which, yeah, on play, delete something, and then to your Digimon, oh, it has to be your turn to DNA, so he couldn't have even DNA'd in the first place. That's the thing. Okay.
Oh,
So-
you mean the one into
The
latest Dino B DNA?
the BT20 XV says on play, delete when your opponent's Digimon 3000 DP or less, that if it's your turn, 2 of your
Sure.
Digimon may DNA Digivolve. So he technically shouldn't have been able to DNA here.
Right. Okay. So yeah, they just call it there, and we move on to a game 3. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, good games so far.
Yeah. It still works out. It would have been rough if that ruling had gone if Coop had lost off of that, but it's okay. Yeah, that's something. It's hard to keep track of because you kind of just get so lost in the sauce of DNA digivolving that you have to remember that the BT20 XV, BT20 Stingmon, and the BT16 Wormmon all specifically say if it's your turn
Right.
for their Digivolution stuff.
Right.
Because they had that in mind with Partition, with Promo Shadra, etc., knowing that these things would play out during opponent's turn, but it would be maybe a little bit too powerful if they could DNA and do their whole combos during opponent's turn.
Sure. Fair enough.
Bandai did think ahead on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're also getting to the point in the game where just there's so many effects that I think that's also like another tip too, right? For like when you're playing in these competitive events, which is interesting to see like why I feel like we're seeing a decent amount of draws in competitive just results in general now is because there's so many different effects, interruptive effects, that you have to take your time to like sequence out. And when it's a high stakes thing, you definitely want to take your time. And that eats up a lot of just playtime too.
Yeah, like combos take longer,
Yeah,
effect resolution takes longer, there's just longer plays because you're trying to consider all the options. Yeah. I mean, pretty much everything you said. Exactly it.
Coop hits an analog, which is not ideal.
Not the worst either, though.
Not the
Uko being
worst,
able to
not the
stay on
worst, yeah.
board,
Puts a little pressure there.
it's pretty good. We do have the trash set up pretty well here. Assuming we have the right pieces in hand. We would need one of the EX3 pieces or one of the BT20 pieces. Or no, not BT20. You just need, you have to have EX3. He needs one of his EX3 Flame Drills right now. Because there's no rookie in trash.
I think
Unless
that's what
he's-
Coop is. I think Coop is thinking about that right now. Like, could he combo off? But I agree. I think you need that particular flame draw. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck.
We do have a promo Shadra, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah.
so
But
we'll
now
be
that
able to-
there's a rookie in trash, you can go ahead and do that. There's an XV that
Okay.
reveals, so you can pick up the XV. Yep.
Trash one, unpick the other.
We'll go
What do we
XV.
do here? Okay, yeah.
Let's rid of the
Clear the
Uko.
Uko. And that's it. No DNA target. That is tough. Yeah, it's how we can go.
Greymon, now you can go ahead and start controlling a little bit here. Pop. Ooh.
Yeah.
Pop the Shadra.
The, Shadra.
Looking very much in Coop's favor here.
And yeah, Coop can just. Well, I guess there is retail on that XV.
Is there?
There. Oh, he has to have a red digit. No, yeah, he's red. Yeah, he has retail. It should have killed.
What
the
gave him the
Greymon.
retail?
The Wormmon heritable. The Wormmon's just if you have a red Digimon in play.
Okay,
which
yeah,
is a red
they
Digimon.
catch it. They catch it.
Okay.
So we just play out the Tamer. off of the deletion, and then we play Miraculous to get an Agu. That's really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, it's a huge
Pick
hit.
up a tie and an Omni. Oh, okay. It looks like we'll swing back turn instead of choking.
I think this is smart. Yeah, just like generate advantage.
That's fair.
Future potential will
Let's him play out. Yep. Play out a Gabu. It's not a bad play at all.
Because Steven's kind of stuck for a turn. He does have his trash set up with a lot of pieces he needs. No BT16 Wormmon is a bit tough. That would be really good with the Promo Shadra combo.
Right.
But there's still ways to figure things out. Play a Worm. Does choke to 1 at least. You need to grab the Flame Draw here, don't you? Oh no, we don't grab the Flame Draw. We have one in hand already?
Maybe. That would be my assumption.
Because I would have grabbed the Flame Draw so I could push up my other Worm next turn and then Evo into one of them and then put the other one into a Shadra and then DNA'd.
Okay, well, Coop's got 1 memory. We'll go ahead and send the Agu into the battle. Does die in security.
Did I say Promo Flame Draw?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my bad. Sorry. My force a habit from saying Promo Shadra. Just Flame Draw.
Ooh, let's go ahead and swing Gabu here, too.
Guys. What are we considering? I guess we're kind of...
I think we're kind of stuck on Coop's end, too.
Yeah.
Just Miraculous here again. Choke to 1.
Steven should be able to... Man, I don't know. I feel like trashing that Flame Draw was tough. Unless he had... I can't see if he has one in hand or not.
Yeah, you just Miraculous for 2. You play out another rookie. Very fair chance that it dies next turn, but at least you put the pressure there. Hope it lives.
Yeah. We'll opt to choke to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, push up a Worm. Okay, we do have... I think that's EX3 Shadra. Okay, alright. So we can do the combo.
Yeah.
Do we have a level 5?
Okay, so we go, like you said, the EX3 Shadra will go into the XV off of that, popping the Gabu. You go ahead and DNA. Looks like we'll go into the Dino B once again. Dino B effect will let him play out a fella, playing out a Paildramon.
Oh, this is the goated play too. So plus 4k piercing. We can swing for a check. We live. End of turn, we can DNA. Oh, we're doing the pitch a card real quick. Okay. Paildra should technically go on the bottom, I believe. Or no, it's... Yeah, it should go on the bottom in this instance.
So going to the Dragon Ace. Go ahead, declare the swing.
It doesn't swing.
No.
It doesn't swing.
He did like a motion. I was like, what? What?
Yeah, I think he was thinking for a second, and then he's like, wait,
no,
no,
like the old one.
it's
Yeah.
the Ace. Yeah, the Ace just DNAs, pops 11k or less, and then, or sorry, pops 11k or less, and then if DNA is evolving, it evos into a fighter mode in the trash.
Okay.
This is kind of rough though. Having the Ace in the stack is actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
But we didn't pass over too much memory.
So we play out a Searcher Gabu. Gabu lets you pick up nothing, and you have to put those guys on top of deck, which I always felt like was rough. It's just like if you reveal stuff that you don't like, just being like, well, Doomers. You can play out the Wargrey. Wargrey will let you warp into a Melga. Melga will go ahead and stun the fighter mode for the turn.
Yeah.
Is working with 5 memory, but nothing else in board, or nothing else in raising to push up. But he has enough memory to have use that BT16 Wormmon to do some teams. Ooh, okay.
Youth first, okay. Not the greatest. I don't think he has another BT16 Worm in trash. I know he has the Sting in hand. I think it might have been better to leave your memory at that. Play the Worm, Evo into a Promo Shadra in the trash, play out another rookie, hard Evo into a Sting, and then just DNA and go for the combo again.
Yeah.
Although I guess it's tough because you're risking... Okay, we're still going to do it like this. Okay.
Yeah.
This just passes a bit more memory over than I think. But maybe he just needed a more setup.
Okay, so we go Flame to the EX3 Shadra.
Yeah.
Then you go ahead, I would assume, do some comboing here.
We can DNA.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and DNA into a Dino B. Dino B effect will play out something, playing out another Dino B. Fella cannot be...
Opting not to do the swing here.
We'll go into the old dragon mode. Go ahead. I think they're just walking over some plays here. Okay.
Okay, so he evaded and then unsuspended.
Go ahead and swing using effect to... Oh. Evo...
He'll suspend off the attack using the BT-16 Wormmon. So it does not have deletion protection again.
Yeah. Did you know that those Melgas are going for like $35 now?
It doesn't surprise me.
I was looking, I was like, oh, you know, no one's really playing Gabu anymore right now. Maybe I'll like try to sneak in a Melga alt, because that alt is beautiful. I really like that art.
Yeah, it's cool.
And I was like, okay, well, never mind.
I think it's two reasons. I think one is because Omni DNA is decent right now in this current format, I think. So a lot of things have removal on Evo and stuff without having too much protection. They usually just have like board control, but none of it really stops Omni DNA.
Yeah.
The other reason is I think because of the reveals with BT22 Cyber Eden, we know we're going to get Omni support, and like Nokia will probably be Omni DNA support. So I think that people are like buying them up, although they're probably just sitting high because they're still decent cards in general.
Yeah, Melga's just a generically good blue card.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went into another fighter mode. Trash top card security from Coops.
I think this is me helping them out in this instance. So he's trying to, so he evos, he trashes security, and then both of their all turns effects activate. I think I have Jarrell come over and actually help me out in a second here. So
yeah,
but I'm just clarifying what's happening here. But basically, so he trashed up card of security, both of their all turns activates to delete something. So he's basically like choosing.
But that's not an optional deletion, correct?
Correct. You have to delete something.
So you have to choose to delete something, which in theory could proc Coop's Miraculous.
Yeah.
If you wanted to proc that. So I'm wondering if, because...
Yeah, I called Jarrell over. Because I was like, I want to make sure. I'm like, I already messed up Coop once. I ain't doing it again, so I walked away.
Yeah, so Coop will go ahead and Miraculous here. Go into the Omni.
Yeah.
We'll use a Wargrave from hand, and that's tough.
Yeah, and it's newest effect in, so now his one Digivolving effect activates before the all turns can go, I believe.
Right. So you would, I would assume you bot deck both of them.
Yeah, he bot decks both. Partition will spit something out, but
yeah,
doesn't super matter necessarily.
Yeah, Ace Overflow, not that it matters. Play out your bodies, and then he should, in theory, be also choose to pop a body as well.
Yeah,
right.
You can delete one.
So go ahead and delete the XV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's just game. Just evos and that's game. Oh, right. Yeah.
Not bad. I know. Sorry for like the little bit of like kind of in-game delays as we're kind of going over rulings, but I mean, this is definitely a matchup that has the potentiality for a lot of like intricate sequencing and interactions and stuff, and I think definitely with how well both players were doing, it's definitely fair to kind of just talk through some things. Also gave us some time to talk you guys through the effects as well, because it's good to know, you know, you're going to be seeing a good amount of both of these decks in the competitive scene, so making sure that you sequence your effects right, or know that your opponents are sequencing their effects correctly as well, is useful information.
Yeah,
so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was definitely one hell of a match.
Agreed.
So
yeah, low key, maybe even high key actually. Omni DNA is a hard matchup for Virus Imperial. It's just hard.
Yeah.
because you get bullied so hard by Miraculous.
Yeah. So let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are looking for the deck list of our players, check the Discord, please. I'm happy to respond to you guys on the comments, but at the same time, all of us are on Discord. If you're looking for the deck list, please just hit us up there. It's a lot easier for everybody. Just gonna say it there. But hopefully, we catch ya on that flippy flip. Bye-bye.
Bye.